I don't think I've ever been successful in giving over on a video or in person how extraordinary my Shabbos, my Saturdays tend to be, my Sabbaths tend to be. I don't know if I can. But there's a song that Jews sing Friday night, Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem, Salamu Alaikum in Arabic. Welcome unto you. And the song is Shalom Aleichem, Malache Ashores. Welcome unto you. Malache literally means messengers. Later on it came to mean angels, but let's not do that because that conjures up all kinds of weirdnesses. These messengers often come in it can be any kind of message. It can be a person you meet, it's a messenger. So Shalom Aleichem, Malache Ashores. These messengers that accompany me, that serve. Malache Elyon, high messengers. Mimelech Malche Hamlochim, from the King who is the King of all kings. Hakadosh Baruch Hu, the Holy One, blessed be He. And then the next stanza is singing Boachem L'Shalom, welcome in peace. After that, Barchuni L'Shalom, bless me in peace, bless us in peace. And then people say Tzeschem L'Shalom, go in peace. But I insisted that we not say Tzeschem L'Shalom, because on the Shabbos, everyone and everything I encounter is a messenger from on high. But it bothered me. I didn't understand. What does it mean, a messenger on high? Malache Elyon. Because these messengers, we say afterwards, Mi Melech Malche, we say that they are from the King, God, different names for God, the Holy One, blessed be He, and the King who is the King of all kings, etc. Malache Elyon. Elyon literally means just high, above. So they are, but it doesn't say Malache Me Elyon. Afterwards it says, from the above. It's something I've actually discussed last night, and that was something I'm thinking about for a while. And today, the first person I spoke to today, as I was waiting for the bus, yes, this is a conversation that I'm going to have with Orthodox Jews. Because Titan Emes Yaakov. We're going to have this conversation about the truth about what Torah is. I don't want to have this conversation. I've fled from it for many years. But I think I'm going to have it. But we'll try to have it with peace. Let's see if we can have it with peace. V'ha'emes v'ha'shalom ohevu. Okay? Titan Emes Yaakov Chesed Avram, but v'ha'emes v'ha'shalom from Zechariah ohevu. That's part of the bracha. That's part of the blessing. I guess a lot of what I'm saying now might only be incomprehensible, but it's part of the blessing that's given to the Jews in the future, that everything will be great, and the truth, and the peace will be beloved. You will love it, because it's actually very good. But we're going to have a conversation about MS. Anyways, about truth. Anyway, in other words, I did not, Orthodox Jews, I'm an Orthodox Jewish rabbi. I have rabbinic ordination from some very people who know their stuff, testify that I know my stuff. And I've lectured before many thousands of people on Orthodox Judaism. And theoretically, taking a bus is breaking a cardinal rule on the Sabbath. So that's why I mentioned that. But in any case, back to my point. This fellow at the bus stop I started talking to, and he actually gave me I'm very, very receptive, especially on the Sabbath, very receptive. And he gave me this brilliant way to explain, whenever people say eternal life or long life or whatever it is, would be boring. It just happened. I didn't ask him. Anyway, the point is, there were some real inspirations that I got from him today. First person I talked to, some real inspiration. And in the course of our few minutes of conversation, it turns out this person who I'm regarding as a malach, as not an angel, again, because the main problem with religion or with science and with all of that is that most people who say that they are practicing Judaism are not really practicing Judaism. Most people who say they are practicing scientism are not actually practicing scientism. Right? Most of the people who call themselves scientists, well, they do a lot of things right, but every once in a while they burn their best, they burn their most truthful, their most scientific people, as the Jews, as many other good, true things. And most people only encounter the majority. They don't really understand the things deep enough. So this fellow, this messenger, for me today, his parents were flying from Haiti to America, and he was born up in the air on the airplane. He was literally a messenger from on high. I guess I should recount what I got from him. But really, I turned this on just to thank all the people, and ultimate reality, which is how I'll refer to God as, although it's complicated. But ultimate reality is God. Um, I want to thank all of them. And the truth is, none of the people who I met today are going to watch this. None of them know this channel exists. I don't tell people that. There were some people that I am able to get in touch with because they contacted me. They insisted on getting some information. And maybe I'll tell them this channel. And I want to thank them personally if they're watching. But I guess let me first tell you about this fellow from on high. My goodness, I should have prepared this first for myself so I can tell you most accurately. But yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not gonna half-ass it. I'm not gonna half-ass it. It was such a special day, and I met so many special people. I'm supposed to keep my videos short, but two people that I had lengthy conversations with, three people, I guess. One was a fellow wearing a kippah in Union Square, and he was talking to, I guess we'd say African American, but it's such a stupid term. I hate all these labels. I mean, think about it. Her mother is from Nigeria. Her father is, you know, Latin American, Jewish, and Romanian. I mean, like, come on. But because she has dark skin, so in America she's African. I mean, just such stupid designations we use for people. It's so silly. When I lived in Israel for 8 years, color and race was just not a thing. Yes, they had their other issues. They had Jews versus Muslims, yeah, or Jews versus Arabs or whatever it was, you know. But that's why people to take seriously their little anyway. But they were very impressive people. I would have liked to have gotten to know him better because we share a lot of interest. He's a tour guide, as I was a tour guide in Israel. But she really fascinated me. She really fascinated me because in New York, you don't find a lot of people who come around to a deep appreciation of Judaism, who are very intelligent and who really embody it. I mean, you find Balei Tshuva in Israel like that, but in New York, not so much. Very impressive. Later on, I was speaking with some people at Washington Square. One girl in particular, who is, I'm a little nervous for her. I get overly nervous for people, which I should stop doing because I hold back from saying too many things. But she's going to be going to Turkey on her own trip, and she's going to be documenting what her experiences are like talking to people. And she's so on the mark, not just her, but her friends that I was talking to as well, including a fellow named Benjamin. So on the mark, although I think it's the other fellow who I need to speak to about who helps people become successful on YouTube. I should probably ask him because I have no skills in that regard. And yeah, I just want to say to all of you that I met today, and to all of you who are watching this, who are listening to me right now, about the people that I met today and what an experience it was, that I love you and I appreciate you. And that's it. I bless you. At the risk of, well, I'll take the risk. At the risk of sounding, arrogant, I have a pretty lofty goal, and I think we can achieve it. Pretty great lofty goal about how we can pretty much all live pretty much beatific, like utopian lives. Unfortunately, I lack most of the skills to pull that off. But it does appear, I guess with like Pokemon cards or rare coins or whatever it is, I happen to be a piece that I don't know if anyone else has. So, but I don't have all the other pieces. I have many faults, many faults. And that's why I'm so afraid to be worshipped. It's happened a number of times where people have seen something extraordinary and worship, and I'm afraid to worship because what comes from that? What comes from that is disappointment when they discover that I get cranky if I don't get enough sleep or any other thing. So, but fuck it. I have faced death and imprisonment in so many different countries and captivity. Imprisonment is where the government does it, as if governments really are run by the people and have the right to do so. And captivity is where everyone agrees that they don't really have the right to do so because it's just a bunch of people doing it for, well, as some of you know, I was almost traded over to ISIS, where I would have been tortured for a very long time before being burned alive on television. I'm so fucking blessed. And thank you so much for watching. And do me a favor, because I'm human and because I have so many faults, I need the encouragement. If you can help get subscribers, drop some likes, an intelligent comment, an encouraging comment. I'm not going to lie, it would be useful. And I want to work together with other people. I can't do this alone. I'm missing legs and arms. I'm missing most of the essential pieces that people need in order to achieve something big like this. Let's make this happen. We really can. I know the world.